Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric, and this is a special video. I usually don't do follow-up videos or kind of like data videos, but something happened in the in my Goblin Monsters of the Multiverse video. If you haven't watched that, I've got a link in the description, and it's in this playlist. Check it out. Fury of the Small was changed. So this is an ability that lets a goblin do a special amount of extra damage. And the details of that's all what changed. So just to level set, here is the old version. When you damage a creature with an attack or a spell and the creature's size is larger than yours, you can cause the attack or spell to deal extra damage to the creature. The extra damage equals your level. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. Okay, really straightforward, right? Your level in damage resets on a short rest. So the new version is a little different. When you damage a creature with an attack or a spell and the creature's size is larger than yours, you can cause the attack or spell to deal extra damage to the creature. The extra damage equals your proficiency bonus. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, regaining all expended uses when you finish a long rest, and you can use it no more than once per turn. Okay, so that new version, if the old version didn't exist, I think the new version would be fine. Like a little bit of extra damage. Okay, cool. My problem, and I said this in the video, isn't the damage difference or damage reduction really. My problem is the thematic change. So I describe this kind of like World of Warcraft. So if you know World of Warcraft, there are gnomes, and gnomes create inventions that are kind of steady and reliable and are kind of a more traditional tinkerer type thing. Whereas goblins in World of Warcraft are kind of big, flashy, explosive, blammo, whammo type of things. And so the old version, to me, felt more like that kind of a goblin. You could come in and you could surprise somebody with a buttload of damage from equal to your level. So if you're level 10, that's 10 damage. If you're level 20, that's 20 damage, right? So it can be enough to maybe wipe out a smaller creature or like a weaker creature, or just make a really big impact. It's fun to use, and it just is like pow when you do it. It feels good to use it. The new version is not that way, right? It's a more reliable. You can plan it out a little bit better, but it's weaker, and it just takes away that kind of explosive, wacky feeling that I like from goblins. And you might feel differently, and that's okay. I do feel like there's a very large percentage of people who like their goblins to be a little wacky. So I don't know on that one. So before we talk more, I just want to preface my biggest problem with this change is the damage structure, the feeling of how that damage is applied, not the end of the day damage, not how much damage did I complete during my long rest. Like that's important, but that's not my thing. If you've watched this channel for a little bit, you know, ultimate damage is not my goal. So that's my main concern here. But I had a lot of comments, a lot of comments and messages and just all this stuff about, well, the damage is roughly equal. Oh, it works out. It's okay. The damage is fine. The amount of damage, but it's not even close. So I don't understand how people are saying that this damage is roughly equal. Like, in no way is it roughly equal. So again, my problem is the thematic, but I don't think the number of people have a leg to stand on. And I'm not trying to be like mean to people here or anything, but check this out. This is your proficiency bonus table. I've highlighted the levels at which it increases. So that's where we're really going to start seeing a difference. So just, if you don't know your proficiency bonus, here it is. At level 1, we're at 2. At level 5, 3. At level 9, we move up to 4. Level 13, we hit 5. And at level 17, we max out at 6. And remember, that proficiency bonus matters because the new version, we are using this ability a number of times equal to our proficiency bonus per long rest, and the damage equals our proficiency bonus. So then the next thing we need to figure out for our calculations here is how many short rests are we getting per long rest? The new version is flat per long rest. So you can have 0 short rests, or you can have 1,000 short rests, and that's flat. That's going to be exactly what it is for the new version. The old version, it matters dramatically how many long rests we're getting. I've included numbers for 0 short rests through 4 short rests. If you're getting 0 short rests per long rest, you might want to have a conversation about how your game is playing, especially if you have like a warlock or a fighter or somebody who's really reliant on those short rest abilities. But 4, I think, is like the extreme. Like I would be absolutely shocked to see a group regularly get 4 or more short rests. That's too much to me, but whatever you want. And the higher you go, the more the numbers work out in favor of the old version. So we've got all those numbers, but I focused on 2 short rests per long rest. I think 2 is very reasonable. I think 2 is a fairly common, I don't have data for that, but I think 2 is a fairly common number for that. Just in my head, I picture, if you say how many short rests do you probably get per long rest, I picture 2. The new Baldur's Gate game has you get 2 short rests per long rest. I think 2 is a pretty fair expectation of regular short rest volume. Now, obviously, that's going to always vary. You might have 0 and you might have 5 on a particular one. Like it could be all over the place, but regularly, I think planning on 2 short rests per long rest is fair. I'm going to show you 2 tables. And if you want to see these like super up close, come on over to our Discord at discord.gg/FryMinis. And I've posted all of those over there too. But on the left, we have what is the actual maximum damage per long rest completed for the new version, and then for the old version at 0 through 4 short rests. And then on the right, we have the difference between the new version and the old version. And with the table on the right, if the cell is green, that means the old version is better by that number worth of damage. If it's yellow, it's exactly equal. And then if it's red, the new version is worse than the old version by that amount. And just looking at this, I think it's immediately clear that the new version, while it is better than the old version at raw damage when you're at 0 short rests, any other situation, it's vastly inferior in raw damage. And again, raw damage is not my primary concern with this Fury of the Small change. It's the thematic blam, gotcha. Kind of think of like Harley Quinn pulling out a mallet and just like bopping somebody on the head. That kind of like wacky feeling. That's what I'm looking for. And the scaling here with the short rests, just it's bananas, right? So with 0 short rests to 1 short rest, that puts us generally just above the old version. But once you get to that second short rest and beyond, it's no contest. It's such like a dramatic difference in power level that I don't understand. And if I'm doing the math wrong on this, please let me know. I am not a math scientist, wizard, genius person, but I think I've got this squared up. But if I'm should be looking at this a different way, let me know. Put it in the comments. Talk over on our Discord, and we can hash this out. But let me show you what this looks like if we plot it out on a graph. So again, this is our total damage per long rest. The orange line is the new version of the feature. The teal column is at 2 short rests. So again, that's what I think is a reasonable expectation of short rests. To the right of the teal columns, we have then 3 and 4 short rests. And then just to the left of the teal, we have 1 and 0 short rests. Our vertical axis is, of course, damage, and horizontal is level. All right, that's Fury of the Small, the old version versus the new version. Does the new version make Goblin unplayable? No, I think Goblin is still a really great option that, while mechanically might be pretty mediocre, is a very fun race to roleplay, to build around with all the options, with the bonus actions. I think Goblin is still great. But what I don't like is the thematic change to Fury of the Small. And the damage is reduced in virtually all cases. Literally only at 0 short rests would I think it'd be fair to call it a superior option. All right, thanks for watching this kind of ranty, kind of data video. I don't love to do these, but I had such a large volume of comments and feedback that I just wanted to address kind of where I was coming from with that. And also, some people pointed out that the yellow-skinned goblins, it was never actually written that they were yellow-skinned. That was just all the art they used, at least for 5e stuff. And I was like, that can't be. And I double-checked it. No, people were right. So, yeah, it was just the art direction that they were yellow. There was never actually written out that they were yellow. I wonder if that was to address all the people who wanted to play green goblins. But, so cool. Okay, so... Thanks, y'all. We'll have the next video out here soon.